Time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace, former Ottawa Senator Jason York, and Graham Nichols.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Coming In Hot. February 24th. It is Tuesday. It's a day off for the Ottawa Senators, which is why I really appreciate that Jordan Spence has taken the time on his birthday to join us. And you know what, Yorkie? I told him you were going to get him a gift.
Yep,
So,
it's a boss move there, Wally. It's good guy club material there coming on your birthday.
100%. I'll get him a bottle of spicy Wally hot sauce.
That's exactly what he wants. Yeah.
I don't want to waste his time, so I don't want to listen to you guys as much anymore. Can you do a couple of reads and then we'll get Jordan on the show?
Let's get it.
Yeah, sure thing. This show is brought to you by Shoeless Joe's. Burgers, wings, cold beer, great prices, no fluff, and daily deals that just speak for themselves. Yesterday was Maritime Monday, but today it's Wings Tuesday. Wings starting at just $10. Big Burger Energy Wednesday, massive $10 burgers. Thursday, you have half price wine, $10 flatbread. Caesar Sunday, $6 Caesars. And when a Canadian team's playing, you have $9 buds all game long. Shoeless Joe's, daily deals, big flavor, good times on repeat. 2 great locations in Canville and New Orleans.
Yeah, and spring looks like it's just around the corner. So if you're a homeowner thinking about a new driveway, fresh gravel, or getting your property ready for a spring project, BEI can help. They supply quality aggregate and landscape materials at competitive prices, and they've got the equipment and experience to handle everything from small residential jobs to full driveway work. To get a quote or learn more, visit monishexcavating.com or call 613-432-1120. BEI is helping to shape the Ottawa Valley. Please remember to slow down in construction zones.
Nice job, gentlemen. All right. Without further ado, Jake, bring on Jordan, but don't just play the song as you bring him on. Okay, wait 1 sec, Jordan.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, 'cause you're awesome. Happy birthday to you.
There. Happy birthday.
All right, thanks, guys.
Happy birthday. How did Wally convince you to come on your day off on your birthday?
I don't know. I'm just being a good guy, I guess. I just said yeah.
You're right, good guy. Wally, who'd you get to sing that song? Is that band that Simon Cowell put together?
That was our entire budget for the year. It is now gone. Do you have big plans other than being on this great show? Do you have big plans for today?
To be honest, not really. I actually might go to dinner with a couple of the guys tonight, but besides that, you know what? I actually got to clean the house a little bit today. It's a little dirty.
So is it your choice? Is it your choice on where to go tonight, or who sets that up?
I don't know. We were supposed to go last night, but we kind of changed it to tonight. But I'm gonna try and give the control over to Timmy. He usually sets the time and what time, like where he wants to go.
I thought it'd be Shabby for sure because I thought he was the party planner.
No, Shabby is actually, but I'm not sure if he can go tonight. Just with he might be busy, but
Jordan,
he usually is the planner.
2 days away from playing Detroit, are the boys going to be all over you because of the birthday to get money on the board?
I don't know if that's a good thing that you just said that. To be completely honest with you,
Nobody watches. It's okay.
Maybe it might have slid, but now I don't know. I think they're going to be all over me with putting money up on the board.
Does that still go on?
It's for a good cause, though. So
do guys, Jordan? Do guys scour the game notes and look for anything they can find on a guy to get money on the board? Little things like that. Does that still go on?
You know what? Like, it actually hasn't been that bad this year, but I think if if the money's down with our team fund, then like I think there'll be a lot of guys that would like kind of look for what's ahead and see if there's any accomplishments coming up.
Yeah. All the Olympians should be putting money on the board.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Especially a gold medal.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, the gold medal would be and then Matt and Paolo's got to be next. He's got a broad.
For sure. Yeah.
That's a
it has this little break felt like a lifetime. All I can say is when we go to the rink, it just feels like it's Groundhog Day. Like, how do you guys handle the time?
It's been weird, to be honest with you, because the past couple of years, like, we've never had this many
Yeah.
days off and bunch of practice days. So we're kind of just getting tired of practicing, um, and getting bagged a little bit, and just want to kind of get back into game and start actually playing hockey.
I watched yesterday at the end of practice where you guys had to do your little skate, and I'm like, there's zero energy in that group right now.
No, I think we're just all excited to just kind of come back and start
Yeah.
playing games, because usually we would come back from All-Star break and you would only have 2 days of practice, and then you were right into the game.
So what did you do during the break? I know you flew back to Halifax, saw some buddies, then went to South?
No, I did go to Halifax for a couple days, and then I went to actually PEI
Okay.
for 3 days to kind of just see my family, because I don't even remember the last time I actually went home during the All-Star break, just because I was in LA before.
Yep.
But I guess being here, it's easy. So saw them for a little bit, and then I went to Fort Lauderdale for 5 days.
Oh, nice.
A little
Yeah.
golf?
No, I actually didn't go golfing. To be honest with you, like, I was like so excited to watch like the Olympics. So like I was just by like the pool bar where there's a TV, and I would just watch like Team Canada, especially every time they're on.
Yeah.
Would you enjoy? You're a very offensive, good skating defenseman. Would you enjoy 3-on-3 overtime in a gold medal game?
I don't know. It's so weird. I think that's just like a tough question. Like, we're just so used to 5-on-5 hockey in playoffs, and when it goes to overtime, that obviously in the WIHF and Olympics, it's 3-on-3. But I don't know. I think there's definitely pros and cons to it. So I'm not even like sure like what's better, to be honest with you. I do like the 5-on-5 though.
Yeah. Okay, so we asked this yesterday to Brian Smolinski, who won the '96 World Cup. What would be better, a Stanley Cup or a gold medal?
Well, bringing the heat, Wally, with the tough questions here.
Yeah, this is so tough. Honestly, like it's so tough, but I'd probably have to say the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, like obviously any like tournament or anything is hard to win at any level, but I think the Stanley Cups I think it's such a grind to get to the Stanley Cup final and win that, and everyone wants to make it to the NHL and win the Stanley Cup. So I think for me personally, I think I would have to go with the Stanley Cup, but I think the gold medal will be right there as well.
Yeah.
How did you enjoy the game on Sunday? What do you think of it?
I think that was like one of the best games that I've watched in a while. I mean, there's just so much hype behind it, especially Four Nations, and in the back of everyone's mind, everyone wanted to watch that Canada-US in the finals, and yeah, I mean, it was an early wake up, 8 a.m. Well, early wake up for me. Like I don't usually wake up that early on a day off, but it was so cool. Like I mean, we're really happy for Sandy and Chucky, but as a Canadian fan, it was pretty crazy game to watch.
Yeah. So how many guys got together? I know that there was a few of you that I don't know if Drake made you breakfast, but I heard you guys went somewhere or did just hung out somewhere.
No, actually, you know what? I think Drake and Tim watched it together. But right when the third period ended, we all kind of like FaceTimed and we're like saying how crazy this game is, and like we're like yelling at the TV because how like I don't know how involved we were, but no, it was I mean, I think everyone watched it, to be honest with you, so
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
It was pretty good. Are you itching to get back to playing?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I am for sure. I think the 10-day break was nice, but coming back to Ottawa and having another week and a half of practice and days off. It's a little weird. It feels like training camp, but I think I'm really excited, but I know the other guys are really excited to start playing games and kind of having important games coming up as well.
And
Is there any
Jordan,
Sorry, go ahead, Jordan.
yeah, Jordan, personally watching you though, like you seem to have got yourself into a nice little groove too, some good chemistry with Tyler Cleven. Actually, doesn't really matter who you play with. You just seem to be playing with a lot of confidence, holding on the pucks, making plays. Like I look at your stats too, and you got 19 points already. Like points aside though, you just look really comfortable back there.
Yeah, I mean, I at the end of the day, I'm just trying to do the best I can and try and help the team win, and especially being able to be paired up with Clev, and chemistry is so important when you're on the ice, and for me to finally have a solid partner where we can build chemistry and communicate and kind of talk about what we can do better on the ice, and improve ourselves as a D pair, and I think we're doing a good job. I think the second half of like that stretch before the break, we were playing some good hockey, but obviously the second half is kind of starting now, the second push. So hopefully we can kind of come back to how we were playing and improve on our defensive side of the game and also try and contribute offensively as well.
Hey Jordan,
What-
I wanted to follow up on that. Like I always found too, because I was a right D like you. People don't realize this, but you get used to your partner's voice, how he sounds, where he likes his passes, where he's going to be for reverses. Like everybody always talks about lines staying together. Like D getting that chemistry, like to your point, I think it's so important.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think it also kind of gives you a little routine with your partner as well. Just like if you're on ice warm up before the game, like we have our little routine and what we do, what we like to do, and when you're playing a game, you kind of know where your partner is because he's used to going on this side instead of being on the other side. I think there's just so many factors that comes in when you're playing a game, and to be able to have a good chemistry with your partner, and I think it's so important, especially at a high pace game. So no, it's been good. So hopefully we can kind of keep playing the way we can play.
Jordan, you mentioned just this anxiousness to get the season going again. You've got 25 games left. The margins for error is getting a lot smaller. Like, I don't want to say is there nervousness, but like, is there a bigger sense of urgency that you guys have to get back to where you were pre-Olympic break?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think there's before the break, the last 6-7 games, I'm not too sure. It was kind of just like a must-win game. Like it was like a must-win game with every game that we were playing, and obviously with the standings and how close it is, I think obviously there's pressure, but at the same time, we want to be in this pressure where we have to try and win every game, and how we kind of ended the games before the break, we have to bring that again and kind of have that same mentality of every game is a must-win game, and I think everyone knows that, but at the same time, I think we're also really looking forward to it, and we're really excited to start having these important games coming up.
I don't want to get you in trouble. However, I'm going to ask you a touchy subject. If you didn't get in the lineup early on and you sat and had to watch and all that, what was it like for you? Because now that you've found a groove, your points per game are at a career high. Your time on ice is, I think it's over 17 minutes, which is higher than except your first season. I'm just curious of what it was like for you to try and sit there patiently and wait for a spot.
Yeah, I mean, I think personally for myself, when I got into training camp, I don't think I showcased enough. I think there was, I could have performed better, and sometimes it happens, and especially coming to a new team,
Yeah.
it's hard, and they have to see what I can do on the ice, and I don't think I did that well, or did that good enough of me to be a big role on this team. But I think taking a seat and kind of watching games at the beginning of the season and not being able to play kind of just, I think gave me a realization that, I got to take it one step at a time and try and improve every day, and don't let kind of negativity kind of seep in. And that's kind of what I had to do. And then obviously when I had the chance and the opportunity to play, I had to, not just be a regular guy. I just want to help the team win and, be a guy where I can contribute. And, that's kind of where I had to really learn and really adjust at the start of the season. And, I'm kind of just having the same mentality right now, is just to take it one day at a time and one practice at a time as well.
Because I will say, being around you, you talk about your attitude. You seem to be one of the happiest guys around. And I know it's not fun every day, but seeing you on the ice or in the room, you would never know if you were pissed off or not, because you always seem to be in a good mood, which is hard to do all the time when you're not in the lineup every day. So I think that goes a lot to your character.
Yeah. Jordan, we'd actually could use you around here a little more. The guy that
folks or what?
there's a salty guy on this podcast. We could use a little more Jordan Spence around here.
This interview is over.
And I want to ask you, because I always used to remember switching from the Western Conference to Eastern Conference. Do you notice a difference in the style of play between the West and the East, or is it all kind of the same now?
Ooh, that's a good question. Before, I think there was a lot of guys that would say the Western Conference and being in LA, just it's I don't know, it's heavier game. There's a lot of checking, and then the Eastern Conference more of skill and high paced, fast play and stuff. But it's for me, I think you're in the NHL. Everyone's gonna be, they're a heavy team and they move pucks well and fast paced team. But especially with Ottawa, I think we're very a high paced team where we like to be in people's face and try to corrupt corrupt any situation, every situation. So and then I think there is a little bit of a difference, but at the same time, I think it's still a little bit the same as the Western Conference.
You know what? Since you're talking about West, I want to ask about your time in LA. You brought up the Adrian Kempe dinner. Was that no?
That was a Kopitar.
Yes, Kopitar dinner. Thanksgiving. Is there any more insight you can give us into that dinner, or any other time that you lived the LA lifestyle?
I don't know. I think just in LA, there's just so many things to do. I mean, there's just so many teams as well. If you want to go to an NBA game, there's the Lakers and the Clippers, and if you want to go to a football game, there's the Rams, there's the Chargers, and I think there's just so many things that you can do. And for me personally, I think the Kopitar dinner was really nice. But last year we were able to go to the Grammys and kind of do the red carpet with all the the artists there and stuff like that. So that was actually a pretty cool experience. Experience just with you kind of watch the Grammys, and there's just a lot of things on social media where they all meet up and just have a conversation. For us to be kind of in that moment, it was pretty cool.
All right, who'd you talk to?
We weren't really able to talk to a lot of people because we kind of had to go through the red carpet, and we didn't really want to be a fanboy of just going over to everyone and be like, hey, it's nice to meet you. But I think just kind of being able to see all the famous people that we see online, it was pretty cool.
Jordan, what singer or actor, if you get a chance, you're like, I want to meet that guy or that girl? Who would be that person for you right now? Whether singer, actor,
That's a good question. For an actor, I would probably say, I don't know. There's just so many people that I would say. Well, I mean, I met Will Ferrell, and he was actually a really good guy. Like you kind of
Yeah.
you always think like when you meet Will Ferrell, like he's just gonna be like cracking jokes at you, but
Yeah.
when you're talking, he's actually like a human being where he has conversations and doesn't have to be like he doesn't have to be a comedian all the time. So it was, but at the same time, a singer probably or an actor. Kevin Hart would be kind of funny to kind of, I don't know, meet. There's so many though, like Matthew McConaughey maybe, or
Yeah.
like Mark Wahlberg. Like, there's just so many guys that I would probably be like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to kind of say hey and have a conversation.
That's fair. Speaking of celebrities, Shane Pinto and Thomas Chabot. So at the end of practice the other day, you guys played like a game, and I don't know if it's keep away or what it is, but apparently they may have changed the rules frequently.
You know what? Like, before I start with this, like when you're talking with Thomas Chabot and Shane Pinto, they actually love changing the rules to where like they have the advantage. It's actually insane. Like, I think Shabby's like really bad, but like Pinto's like trying to like copy Shabby where he tries to be as corrupt as him. So like when you're actually having to play a game with them, like there's 99.9% chance like it's not gonna go your way.
So you lost.
Well, yeah, we were kind of like we were playing like a monkey in the middle where like, one guy's on one board, one guy's on the other boards, and then you're right in the middle trying to tip pucks. And the rule was you have to do saucer pass and like a saucer pass to the other guy, but obviously if the guy's in the middle, you're trying to tip it to stop the puck. But I like the first couple times, like it was fine, like we were just joking around, and then like we started having a competition where like if you if the if you can't tip the puck, then you have to do 10 push-ups or whatever. And it started to become a little challenge where a competition where we kind of had to start getting focused. And then it was my turn to be in the middle, and then I think I couldn't tip the pucks like 3 times. They're like they're back there and I couldn't tip it. And then Pinty goes, you know what, how about this, like if you can't tip it 2 more times, then you have to do 10 push-ups. And then Pence was up, and then instead.
Oh no, we lost him, Wally. Shed Wi-Fi strikes again. No.
We need Jake to get a transition where it just says Shed Wi-Fi and a logo, just like where Jordan was. That's what we need.
Shed Wi-Fi is getting exterminated on Friday. My buddy Johnny Lapierre is coming over, and his company is going to fix me up with. He's like, I'm going to be on the internet high-speed highway, guys. No more Shed Wi-Fi.
Who just said this? He automatically gets a Shed Wi-Fi shirt. Yeah, you know what? That might be fair.
Oh, boys.
I can't even see him. He'll be back. I need to know the end of the story. Does
Jordan live by himself? Or is he doesn't live
I believe he lives by himself.
He's a solo. Okay.
We can double check, but yeah, last I heard. He should be back.
Okay.
Let's.
Sorry about that. I don't know what just happened.
We blame Yorkie when that stuff happens. So when the story dropped when you said Pinto went in the middle.
Jordan. No, so I was in the middle and I couldn't tip the pucks for like 3 times. Like they sauced it, and it like I wasn't able to tip it. And then Pence all of a sudden was like, okay, like if you can't tip it 2 more times there and back, like you have to do 10 push-ups. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? And, Pence was up with the puck on the boards, and then he takes a full-on snapshot to Shabby, where, like, I couldn't even, like, react to the puck at all. And then, like, he's just making it like, oh, yeah, I was trying to do a saucer pass. That's an NHL saucer pass right there. And, like, it's just, like, so corrupt. And I was actually about to, like, it's just so funny, though, like, especially at Pence and Shabby, like, when they go at each other, it's actually hilarious. But I think it's just so funny how corrupt Pence can get, and same with Shabby, to be honest with you.
Speaking of guys who go hard in practice, Claude Giroux, and I watched him yesterday again, there's no off switch on him whatsoever. I'm just curious, have you had any run-ins with Claude in practice? He crushed. I looked like he crushed Nick Cousins yesterday into the boards.
Oh yeah, but you know what? Like, he would do that, but like Nick Cousins, like he loves that though. Like, he loves when he gets rammed like that, or like when guys go hard on him. Like, it kind of like fires them up a little bit. But with G, like, I don't know, he's so funny, man. Like, like in the dressing room, like there'll be times where like he'd be so quiet, and like, there's not in like the mood to really like talk that much, but like we always like try and get him going, where like, we'll chirp him, and like we'll like kind of get him going, and then he would just turn around and be like, this is why I don't talk to you guys. Like, this, you guys hurt me. Like, that's why I don't say hi to you guys. And it's so funny. But in practice, though, like, yeah, he does go 100%. And, like, it's, I think he leads by example. And it's so, but at the same time, it's just so funny how serious he is sometimes. And he looks so mad, but, like, all of a sudden, he'll just crack a smile at you. And it's just funny.
We're besties, so yes, I know. You were in a video, or the YouTube video with Tim for the Olympics. You guys go shopping. Are you a big shopper?
I think I'm like hit or miss, to be honest with you. Like, there'll be times like where I like want to shop and like get some clothes, and there'll be times where I'm like too lazy and be like, no, like I'm not going shopping or whatever. But no, it was pretty cool. Like, for Timmy's thing, like, we went to this nice store. I forget what it was called, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, on Rito.
Yeah.
Is it normal?
But Timmy, he loves to shop. That's for sure. Like, he has a lot of clothes, and he tries to change his style of fashion and all that stuff. But for me personally, I'm just like, one day, like, I would go shopping, like spend some, but another day I just kind of just nod and rather just stay at home.
All right. So then rate Tim Stützle's fashion sense on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh,
he can't hear it. It's okay.
I don't know. Like, I mean, he does have some nice clothes, to be honest with you, and especially with like dress codes that we're doing now, like on our team, you can start seeing a lot of guys like, I don't know, their taste. But with Timmy, I'd say like a 8 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. Like, that's reasonable. Like, I mean, there's always like room to improve. Like, same with myself. But
100%. I don't want to keep you. I'll let you go and enjoy your afternoon. I'm gonna. What would other than the playoff push? Is there anything for you that would make this season feel like it was successful? If that makes any sense to you.
I think just like, for me, like, I want to make it to the playoffs and have that playoff push. I think just being able to experience playoff hockey in LA, and kind of like the intensity and how desperate everyone is when they're on the ice, it's pretty cool. And obviously in Ottawa last year, how the how it was a game changer for the players and to experience that, but at the same time, also the fans to kind of experience that kind of hockey and to support the team. Like it was, I think that's everyone's dream, and obviously to win the Stanley Cup. And you know, I do have individual goals, but at the same time, I'd rather be in the playoffs and to help the team win and to kind of have a successful year for the team.
Yeah, and it's a weird year too, Jordan, especially in the Eastern Conference. Like there's really no favorite. Like a lot of teams are in the mix, and it's like if you can just get in, like who knows what's going to happen this year. It just seems like one of those kind of years.
Yeah, like I think, I think for us at the start, for me personally, like at the start of the season, I don't even look at the standings, and because it's just like one game you could go up to third place, and then like if you lose another game, you could go down to the 7th place, and it's just like it's so tight, and especially how well everyone's been playing in the Eastern Division, like it's all up for grabs, and for us to kind of have the opportunity to make this push right now and to have a successful second half, I think that's what we're most excited for and pumped up about. That there's always a chance, and for us to kind of be able to have that, it's really exciting.
Oh, one last thing I saw at practice yesterday. It almost is like a Nessie kind of photo. You rarely see it. I snapped this photo yesterday, and you may be surprised by the look of it. A full-on smile of Travis Green.
Look at him. Dude, so happy.
Even there, it kind of looks forced. It doesn't look.
Oh, that's actually so funny.
Yeah, he's full. Anyway, it's been a long week. That's what we're at now. Is taking photos of the coach. Well, you know what's funny? He was asking Lars Eller, who was just walking out, what it was. Asked about Nick Jensen, and I'm like, why is he asking about Nick Jensen? He's asking about the Nick Jensen that was on the Danish team, because there was actually 2 of them. Okay. But yeah, so he's like, how's Nick Jensen? And I was like, what are you talking about? Anyway, there's Travis Green smiling. So with that, we will let you get on with your day. Enjoy your house cleaning and, of course, your dinner birthday tonight. Appreciate your time, Jordan.
No, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me.
There goes Jordan Spence.
Hey, Jordan, happy birthday.
25-year-old Jordan Spence. One more goal from him to set a career high, by the way.
Yeah, we could all use a
good
little
year. He's having a really good year.
Yeah.
Like I said, we could all use a little more Jordan Spence in our life. Just happy, always looking. He's a glass half full, Wally.
Yeah, he's basically the younger version of me.
No, he's the polar opposite of you. You're glass half empty. It's always. What could we talk about negatively today? Max, you're getting better. You're getting better. I think I'm rubbing off.
I brought up lots of good stuff today. I had a photo of Greener.
You've been good. That was a good photo of Greener, right? Nice little smile heading off for practice. That was great having Smolinski yesterday, because he knows the real Greener from back in the day.
Called him a sweetheart.
A sweetheart. I know, eh? Yeah. Are you gonna call? Did you call him that yet?
So I wanted to have a chat with him after, say hey, but just you know how things work, and you don't get a lot of time. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and see next time if I can tell him about it.
Oh boy. Hey,
all right. I
want to ask you guys. We didn't talk much about the Olympics. Where did you guys watch the game at that 8 a.m? I just stayed home
on my couch
with a coffee.
I was sick, so I was on my couch in the basement
by yourself, just sitting there
by myself
in a blanket, shivering.
Jack came down at one point. He was watching with me, but I was just chilling at home. I was on antibiotics. Couldn't have a beer. Couldn't have anything. Just
okay. But anybody? How many people were drinking at 8 a.m.?
I would say more than you think.
I thought just a casual morning beer.
That seems weird to me.
I actually had the day before, Wally. I went because I was in the States. I went bourbon shopping because you can still get bourbon in the States if you're there for 48 hours. So I bought a bottle of bourbon at 9 o'clock in the morning. The guy at the store was just going on about it. He's like, you got to taste this. I'm like, it's 9 a.m. Sure enough, we go back to the tasting room, pours me a little shot. It's called Cock of the Walk bourbon.
Nice.
9 a.m. The best bourbon I've ever had in my life. For you,
Ever?
bourbon enthusiasts. Cock of the Walk. It's a little
Wow.
rooster on the bottle. It's fantastic.
I'd ask you if
Brewed
you
in,
brought
like,
me back
Kentucky?
any.
I don't know where it's break. I'll get the bottle out later, show you guys. But
Yeah.
there's a little rooster on there. Cock of the Walk.
Nice.
When were you in Nashville?
When
'Cause
was
you
I in
still
Nashville?
haven't given us our gift from Nashville.
Oh,
So-
your Goo-Goos. Those
the
are-
Goo-Goos.
I have those in the cupboard still. They're these the chocolates they give out at the Nashville press media.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have a meeting place, Wally. We'll meet and we'll exchange.
Yeah, you can come to my house for a meeting.
chit chat mug, and I'll give you the Goo-Goos.
That doesn't seem like a fair trade. But anyway, so the numbers came out. 8.7 million Canadians watched. I think
Wow.
that number is a massive.
Does that include
Mistake.
streaming?
I believe it includes streaming, but it doesn't include if you're in a bar.
Yeah.
It doesn't include
Yeah, it's not
100
capturing
people
all
in a
people.
bar. It doesn't
Yeah, it
include
doesn't?
50. No, no, because there's all they're doing is recording. They're called
Yeah.
set-top boxes or cable boxes,
And it also doesn't include people that, it's just the one TV, people that got together to watch it.
right? If there's 3 in your household, it doesn't count 3 people. They have no idea
Yeah.
how many people are in the house. So I believe that number is much higher. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'd probably times, would you times that by like at least 3?
Ooh. I'd say half the country was probably watching. No, at least half the country.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't know. Like at some point in time, people were watching. People might have got up a little later. So you know what I did? I got up a little later because I drove back from New York to see my son on Saturday night, who played his last game at college. So we got back at 2 a.m. because I wanted to get up and watch the game. I PVR'd it. Didn't look at my phone. Didn't look at anything. Then because started off, just kind of fast forwarded through the commercials and caught up. It was perfect.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, quickly, before I forget, speaking of morning coffees, this show brought to you by Tim Hortons, which is now time for Roll Up the Rim for the next month. If you feel something exciting in there, that's because roll-up season is officially back. You can still play on the cup while supplies last, but don't forget you can also play on the Tim's app, which means more chances to win just for doing what you're already doing, going to Tim's. I'm still hoping for the ID Buzz van as my ultimate prize. Roll-up season is only around until March 22nd, so don't wait until it's over to realize you forgot to play. For more, go to timhortons.ca/rollup. Roll up to win only at Tim's. And of course, by Bet365. It's never ordinary. Bet365. Download the app, get on the action. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Must be 19. Oh, yeah, I already said that. Use code NATION, NATION. Here, by the way, NHL resumes tomorrow, finally. I'm interested to see how, like, Austin Matthews or Jack Hughes play.
Oh, did you
Right?
Did you see the Hughes brothers? They were on a morning show, and I watched the tape. Jack couldn't even talk; his voice was gone. It looked like he needed like a something to watch. Like it was completely gone. So to answer your
even
question,
if they're
probably-
I'm not even sure they're in the lineup, to be honest.
I don't know how they get in the lineup. Like in New Jersey's not like where's Jersey in the standings right now? Like they're pretty far out of it, aren't they?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter to the fan base, right?
Right ahead of the Rangers. They're pretty much out though. Like they're 11 points back at the second wild card.
They're done. No, come on. Look at all the teams they got to climb out. Like Ottawa, realistically, if they got to come out of the break here and roll off like 3 or 4 wins in a row and get it to within 4 and then get it to within 2, then we're talking. But the Devils, the Rangers, they're done like dinner. No, they're just too far.
I know, but the problem, Jack left before he left, didn't play and said he had a wrist injury and then went to the Olympics and played right away. And so people were upset. That's what I'm like. If you're a New Jersey fan, you want your best players in the lineup.
It's
But you want all
crazy
your players in the lineup.
And that's the thing too, right? Like even Toronto with Matthews, like that's a big game for them. Like they need to win. Probably they're
Tampa.
same as Ottawa. They're in the same kind of boat as Ottawa. They need to win
Yeah.
their next 3 to like actually make a push before the trade deadline. And they need these guys back, and not only back, but playing at a high level of hockey. So it's going to be interesting to watch the first couple games at least.
Yeah. Who do we? So Ottawa's got Detroit Thursday.
Yeah.
Toronto on Saturday.
And then they begin their 5-game road trip starting in Toronto. Goes Toronto, Edmonton, Calgary. Then it's trade. No, then they fly to They're in Seattle. It's trade deadline on March 6th.
Yeah.
And then they play Seattle and they play Vancouver. Then they not only they fly home and have one off day, and then they play Montreal at home. Like, that's a pivotal game. That's a tough turnaround.
So 4 games before trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
No, 5. Yeah, 4. I apologize. Yeah.
So for me, you got to win. Like, if you're not going to be selling, you need 3 out of 4. You need 3 out of 4 here. You win 3 out of 4 and you're not selling. You don't have success, then you got a tough decision where you got to think about selling, because they put themselves in a position where it's must-win games, just because there's so many teams, as we all know, and lumped in there. And if you lose a couple here, you just the odds meter just goes down so much of you making it.
It's interesting because I'm like, you may not be able to sell, and you may be. What if you're 3 points, Yorkie?
But if
3 points is a lot.
But I'm saying if they, let's say they go 1 and 3, then they're not going to be 3 points. That's my point.
I know. Like, okay, so what's the point total? 5 points, 4 points, 3?
I think if you get if you get outside of 6 after these 4 games, then it's not looking good.
Yeah.
Like, my point is, you need to roll into the trade deadline winning 3 out of 4. Like, that's the way
Doesn't it kind of depend? Doesn't it depend on what Boston does, though? Like, realistically, Ottawa's probably not going to be catching. Well, I guess the Sabres are at 70 points, but like,
it's not that time. It's like Columbus is a team I'm worried about. They've got that game in hand. Yeah. If Columbus gets hot, like, that's another team that's stuck. You've got to jump over. Washington Capitals, like, they've got games in hand. The Columbus is a team I've got circled as one to look out for, because they're playing good. They've got bonus in there. They're probably the least happy that they got a break before here, because they were rolling.
Well, Pittsburgh, right? I like Pittsburgh. For me, is the one to watch, because like Crosby's injury, what are the implications of that long term? Because if that all of a sudden, if they go into a free fall because Crosby's gone, then okay, maybe that opens up a metropolitan spot for like a Columbus or a Washington. Whereas that team might slide in there, and then then it's just probably going to be like Ottawa, one of Columbus or Washington, and then you're looking at the second wild card.
Yeah, but they still got to climb. They still got to climb teams, and that becomes right. And we've seen it. Every team continues to win. It feels like every night in the Eastern Conference.
That's going to stop though, because
it's got to.
Teams are going to start playing each other down the stretch here, and just hopefully, if you're still, the problem is, as we all know, if you're behind chasing, there's so many 3-point games.
Yes.
It's like, as soon as you get in the last 10 minutes, you're like, okay. And it's not like they're trying to do it, but it's almost subconsciously, let's get our point and then try and get a second one in overtime. Because that's the mindset. If someone's chasing you, it's subconsciously kind of how teams play. Like, we don't want to lose the point. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you just start scratching off games, and it becomes that much tougher. But I'm bullish. I think Ottawa is going to come out of the break here playing like they did before.
Okay. So here's a question for you guys. What's your X factor? Like, if Ottawa is going to make a serious push to climb into the picture here, like, what has to happen, or who has to like take another step and elevate this group?
Hallmark's got to be great. That's plain and simple. He's got to come out of this break, and he's got to play like the Linus Ullmark last year that helped bring Ottawa into the playoffs. They've had a break. They've had a rest. He should be healthy. He should be ready to go. He was signed to be your number one. It's Ullmark time right now for me. And just look at, there's no more proof that you need of what a goaltender can do for your team than what happened in the gold medal game. Ullmark needs to play like the Ullmark that was signed to be here. Period. Full stop. That's what has to happen.
That's fair, because we've talked about goaltending all season, and I'm not sure you can pick something. But I do want to see a Brady Tkachuk that wants to will this team into the postseason.
It doesn't matter what your players do if your goaltenders, as we all know, it doesn't matter. If your goaltender, goaltender's not playing like he's supposed to, they've got no chance.
100. I believe I agreed with you, but I said
you started off on a Brady. Brady's got to be good.
No, okay. Do you ever?
I love this. I love this.
What I said, Yorkie, is I can't disagree with you, because it's been the story all season. But I did say I want to see that Brady Tkachuk that we know when he's healthy and on drags this team into it. I think he is as key as Linus Ullmark, only because of the way that he can
No, you just slid that. You just slid that in, and then you disagreed with me. You said he's as key. He's not as key as Allmark, because what's happened all year is, and our analytics expert here will tell you, Graham, Ottawa was playing some great hockey, but they weren't getting saves. So it doesn't matter how good your players play unless your goaltender makes saves. So that, and I think it's going to happen. Like, I'm bullish on that. But if it doesn't, they're not going to make it in the playoffs.
It's amazing what league worst goaltending or thereabouts will do to a team, a very good team, right?
Listen, I'm not downplaying the importance of goaltending. I'm not.
You said Brady's just as important. I heard you with my ears.
I like it. You
don't listen to anything.
I listened to exactly what you said. You tried to slide that in at the end. Yes, I would Hallmark, but you know what? Brady's got to be good too if they're going to make the playoffs.
You think there's a lot of pressure on Brady though, Wally? Like, obviously, like, State of the Union stuff coming on. Like, he's going to be under the microscope here in Ottawa. Yeah, right?
By the way, there is a lot of talk. He's not going. The team's not going to the White House, is my understanding. It's the State of the Union, which is at Capitol Hill. And it's tonight, and they should be back in Ottawa tomorrow and ready to play.
But that event will probably end. I think it starts at 9 p.m.
Oh, it goes long,
and
especially really when he talks, because there's a lot of off-script yammering. So it'll be
like he won't. I'm assuming he would take a charter out following that event to Ottawa tonight. I'm assuming charter private plane, get here. Well, I don't know.
The way the Northeast is canceling flights right now because of the weather, I would want you to be on a chartered flight for sure. But we'll see how
he's
that
going to be under
out.
the microscope, right? Just to arrive. Thursday's a big game. You need him playing well. There's going to be a lot of scrutiny, right?
But is the scrutiny not on everybody too? Isn't it not on Tim Stützle? Who?
I think it's hiding on Brady. I 100% think it's hiding on Brady right now.
100%. I again, not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, don't you not want to see all those guys that came back performing?
Yeah, he'll be fine. So this guys understand, when you're on your inside, there's like you're in with you guys, and what you care about is what your teammates think about you and how you play, and that's first and foremost. Like I said, I'm bullish on Ottawa coming out of the break here. I think they're going to get back to playing the way they were heading into the break. They've been good all year. They just haven't gotten sick.
Good. Yeah,
they've been good all year, and now's the time for your goaltender to step up. It's time, and if that happens, they can get rolling. I truly believe that.
I just remember, and I know Eric just brought it up about Four Nations. That's my point, was like when Brady came back from Four Nations, despite being hurt,
he was great. He
still willed the team, if you will. That's all I want. I just want to see an elevated game from Brady that goes, you know what, we're going to the playoffs.
To me, they're a better team this year. I think they're a better team.
Markedly improved.
They're better. They're deeper, and the biggest reason, everybody's a year older and experienced from what they went through last year. Pinto's, in my opinion, who he just had on, he is so much more confident right now. Amadio's a better player. Giroux hasn't slowed down. Batherson's had a good year. They've added Spence to the mix, who's a good little puck mover. Sanderson has now just won Olympic gold. Like, Sanderson's a better player than he was before. That's the thing when you have young guys that are your best players, they get better naturally because through experience and age. And like I said, they just need good goaltending. It doesn't need to be great. I just
felt like when you said that about Spence, you were just tapping him on the head, like, good job, Spenny. Good job.
He's been good. Like, is he a legit top 4D? Probably not. But has he been good? Absolutely.
So Graham, I don't mean to cut you off, but when Nick Paolo comes back as a bronze medal winner for Team Finland, who is in that spot on Thursday?
Did Jensen
Nick Jensen
get hurt in practice, Graham?
Oh,
I haven't.
He took a puck. No, he skated yesterday. He's fine. He took a puck in the face the day before. He's fine. No, it's not my point about Nick Jensen. It's okay. Then Spence, Jensen, and Matt and Paolo. Who is the odd man out?
I think they're going to go status quo of what they did before the break with Clevin and Spence. Jensen will play with Shabbat, Zub, Sanderson. I thought about this because I originally thought it was going to be Matt and Paolo, but you could say, well, you just played. You can kind of use that as an excuse. I know the same thing lands true for Kachuk, for Stützle, who was at the Olympics, and also Eller was at the Olympics. But I think just because of how Clevin and Spence have been playing together, I think it's status quo. And something's going to happen. Like, it's just so many games coming up. Matt and Paolo will get in. I think he's going to be the odd guy to start out, but he's going to be needed during this run. He'll be needed because he's still a good player. And that's a good luxury to have. Ottawa's got, to me, 7D that can play.
So here's the question. You talked about all Ottawa needs is good goaltending, but do you anticipate Steve Staios going out and making a deal to help this team at the deadline?
If they prove in these next 4 games that they just stay in it. If they have a horrendous start, then, and let's say they go 1-3 and all of a sudden trade deadline and you're 8 points out, 9 points out, to me, that's an awfully tough trade to give up when you're that far out. So I think these next games are important. I really do.
Wally?
He is methodical, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's in a rush to do anything. Like,
what would you do though, Graham? What would you do if you wanted to do something what would you do?
Oh, I would probably. So I think it's tough because everybody wants defensemen. Everybody wants a right shot defenseman. I think like you look at some of the teams, even within Ottawa's own division, like Boston, Buffalo, they're looking for more right shot defensemen, and that's exactly what Ottawa needs. The cost for guys under contract it's just going to be prohibitively expensive. Yeah. Very few sellers. The one guy who I would probably look at acquiring because he is an unrestricted free agent is Connor Murphy, because I think the acquisition price might be not prohibitively expensive.
I've watched him a lot, Graham. I've watched him a lot. I don't think he's an upgrade on any of the D you have.
No,
and all due respect to Connor Murphy, he's had a great career. He's big. He's long. I just don't think he doesn't upgrade you. Matt and Paolo, to me, is a better player of where they are. And Murphy's an older guy. He's had a really good career. I've watched a lot of them. I just don't think that's an upgrade.
Is this not more of a summertime if you're going to do a massive upgrade on your right side?
If you could ever, and I'm just talking with guys I've seen a lot. I think Mackenzie Weegar is a really good player under contract. I think if Staios is going to do a move, it just strikes me as a move that can help you now and help you later, because then you make a move, and if you don't make the playoffs, you still have the player under contract. And I'm not saying it's going to be Weegar, somebody of that ilk that comes in now and plays, but is also here. Because I think, like we all said, if you take away the horrendous goaltending they had to start this year, like, we're not having this conversation. They're solidly in a playoff. I think if you could somehow find a move like something like that, where you bring in a player that can be a top 4 for you and be a really good player, and you have the player under contract, that to me would be something attractive. I think Ottawa would do for sure. A player like that, and I'm just using Weegar as an example, that to me makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I wholly agree with Yorkie there. I think like if you're going to make a trade of magnitude, it's going to come in the offseason. And I think like if once the season ends, irrespective of whether Ottawa gets in the postseason, doesn't get in the postseason, you're going to have exploratory talks with guys like Drake Batherson, who's now eligible for an extension. Be like, hey, Drake, like what's realistically, like what's it going to take to get you under contract? If what his projections are and they don't align with your projections of what you want to pay this guy, that might open up a kind of window where you start looking at like trade possibilities involving him. And if you're contemplating trading a guy like Drake Batherson in the offseason, you're going to get something very valuable back. So
Drake Batherson is a fan of the Wally hot sauce. I do not ever want you to speak this way again.
He's in the
he wants to stay. I've talked to Drake too, and he wants to stay. So I'm just saying,
tolerate this.
Yeah, but
I totally agree with you, Graham. And like his contract number is great. What's he going to command next? Is it 7? Is it higher than 7?
And he's smart. He knows exactly where the market's going. Like, Alex Tuck is looking for 10 plus. All these guys who
trying to be good.
30, all those guys who are capable of 30 goals, 65 plus points, they're all looking at making $10+ million, $10 million.
Yeah.
Do you like a top 6 right shot forward that can get you 30 goals and can like
big, and he's big.
He's big. He's long. Like it's a lot more. Yeah, I don't even know what the number is, but he's. Do you
think it's north of 9?
Probably.
Definitely north of 8.5.
Like it's going up. Like the cap's going up. Players are getting paid more. Yeah, and that's the luxury. Like Ottawa got some really good contracts by getting Brady, getting Timmy. Like the contract Sanderson is on right now is amazing. Like it's amazing. They've got him locked up for that long at that number. And when they signed it, it was like, wow, $8 million. But
7.5 in a case of Wally sauce. Love that man.
yeah. Is Drake in the mug club? Did we get him a mug?
Yes, Drake. He may have been the first guy of the mug club.
It's not trading. I would have a hard time trading Drake Batherson. It's hard to find.
But you can't get emotionally invested though.
But you have to. So you're going to get rid of your best right winger when you're already short on the right side with legitimate. Like the next best right winger is Claude Giroux, who we all love as a player, as a person, as a work ethic, but he's not going to be here for the long-term future. So let's just totally decimate our right side and start over.
And he's an unrestricted free agent as well, right? So
yeah, it's
Jay, can you put up the lines for a sec, please? And there's not much coming in the way of going to the right side, right? Like
nope.
No.
So, and that's another thing that Drake can hold for leverage. It's like, okay, so what are you going to do if I'm not here?
That's the conundrum you're in. Like teams are locking up their top players, and when can they start negotiating with Drake?
July 1st.
July 1st, yeah. It'll be interesting. Like I said, everything's going up in the NHL. The game's never been more popular. It'll be interesting. But he's, like I said, if who's replacing who you can, if you're going to replace that, you're probably going to pay a similar number to what he's going to get.
Do you think we could get Lapine to maybe help pay?
Absolutely. Like those commercials right now, the Lapine commercials are, I can't even.
Like Drake, where are you going to get that? You're not going to get that in any other market.
Did you
getting paid to curl tens?
Actually,
19.
friend of the show and host of the Sens Gala, Kyle Bratz did a great thing. Well, you couldn't hear because you're at the back of the room when they did.
Thanks for bringing me up to the adults table.
Wally was back in the bleachers at the Sens Gala, and Kyle did a whole thing on his hot stove with Drake doing the Lapine commercials. I think, you know what though? If I'm Lapine, I'm happy because everybody's talking about him.
100%. That's why I think Jordan Spence should be doing the Spence Diamond commercials. This seems like a no-brainer to me.
That's a no-brainer.
But
how has that not happened yet?
Maybe Jordan's like, yeah, no. This seems like this should be in. I don't know how it could be any clearer.
Who? More importantly, which Sens player would we get to be the face of selling the spicy Wally hot sauce?
Oh, it's got to be Nick Cousins.
He doesn't like hot sauce.
What?
I offered him up. He's like, nah, no. I'm like, okay. I go, it's pretty mild. It's not bad. He's like, nah, I don't do hot sauce.
Is it gluten-free?
It is gluten. It's 0 calories. It's gluten-free.
Michael Amadio.
I don't know. Like Mama Pinto is going to get a bottle. 0 cholesterol, 0 fats.
This is healthy. Could be like the fountain of youth.
Yes.
Spicy Wally hot sauce. Add 5 years
0 sodium, 1 carbohydrate. I don't know.
You're going to start putting this in our protein shakes?
I'm just going to drink a bottle every morning.
Forget the coconut water. Put the Wally's hot sauce in.
Yeah. All right. Here, before we forget, on March 15th, we are live at Beyond the Pale. You can make reservations there. Should be 250 City Center. They have 2 great locations. Also one at 21 George Street down in the market, but we'll be at 250 City Center, March 15th. For more information, go to btpshop.ca. And by the way, they do have fantastic beers, which you all could have probably had at 8 a.m. On Sunday morning.
Hell's yeah.
Was it? No. They make very good beer. All right. We are back Thursday to get you set for finally a resumption of the season.
Resumption. Yes.
Resumption. Well done.
Thanks. Use the thesaurus. We will be back and then bring you all the news and reviews as we get you set for game one. I call it game one. It feels like it against Detroit. We'll see you on Thursday, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Jordan Spence once again for joining the show.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.